Welcome to welcome to the channel I am Chemistry. Today we are going to discuss third law of thermodynamics. So in chemical thermodynamics, the first law tells about the energy. The first law tells about the energy. And the second law of thermodynamics generally tells about entropy, which is signified as S, and energy is signified as E, whether it is internal energy in the form of work, heat, etc. So, so the third law of thermodynamics doesn't hold anything advanced than before the two laws, but it goes to the but it goes towards the but it is just a modification of the second law of thermodynamics, which shows that the at absolute zero of temperature, the entropy of a perfectly crystalline solid is zero. So this is the जनरल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ थर्ड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, जिसमें कि हमें ये बताता है कि द एंट्रोपी ऑफ द जो एंट्रोपी होती है परफेक्टली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड की, वो जीरो होती है और उसके लिए एक मेजर कंडीशन क्या है, वो है एब्सोल्यूट जीरो टेम्परेचर. ये हमें जरूर से जरूर याद रखना है, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. अब हमें उससे पहले एक बार हम एंट्रोपी पर भी थोड़ा सा बात कर लेते हैं. हम एंट्रोपी को बोलते हैं डिसऑर्डरनेस, द डिग्री ऑफ डिसऑर्डरनेस. So what do we actually mean by the word disorderness? So at absolute zero, when suppose we are going from solid to liquid and then to gaseous state. So in solid state, the molecules are perfectly aligned to each other. That is, they do not move. They actually freely rotate about their own axis. और जबकि लिक्विड में क्या होता है कि जो सॉलिड होते हैं उनमें उनकी जो फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन होती है, वो जब ब्रेक करती है तो हमें लिक्विड स्टेट मिलती है. तो लिक्विड स्टेट में क्या होता है, वंडरवॉल फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन जो कि गैसीय स्टेट में होते हैं. लिक्विड स्टेट में सॉलिड से ज्यादा एंट्रोपी होती है क्योंकि मॉलिक्यूल्स फ्रीली मूव करते हैं इसके केस में. सो इसमें जैसी कि परफेक्टली ऑर्डर्ड अरेंजमेंट होती है सॉलिड स्टेट में, जो कि लिक्विड स्टेट में जाते जाते ब्रेक हो जाती है, और फिर जब वो लिक्विड स्टेट से गैसी स्टेट में जाती है वहां पर वो और भी ब्रेक हो जाती है, जिसके कारण क्या जाता है, डिसऑर्डरनेस. इसी का मतलब है डिसऑर्डरनेस, और इसी डिसऑर्डरनेस को हम एंट्रोपी कहते हैं. सो नाउ अब हम बात करते हैं कि जो थर्ड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स की, इसलिए यही इसकी जनरल स्टेटमेंट ये शो करती है कि द एट एब्सोल्यूट जीरो ऑफ टेम्परेचर, द एब्सोल्यूट जीरो टेम्परेचर हम बोलते हैं जीरो केल्विन को. The entropy of a perfectly crystalline solid is zero. That is, ये कंडीशन होती है इसमें कि जो एंट्रोपी होती है वो परफेक्टली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड की जीरो होती है एट एब्सोल्यूट जीरो ऑफ द टेम्परेचर. Now we are going to discuss the Nernst heat theorem. Nernst heat theorem. I hope you are getting the lecture. अब हम नॉन-स्टिफ थ्योरम एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, क्योंकि उससे पहले थर्ड लॉ ऑफ थर्मोडायनेमिक्स को एक्सप्लेन करने से पहले नॉन-स्टिफ थ्योरम को जानना बहुत जरूरी है हमारे लिए। सो आइए हम नॉन-स्टिफ थ्योरम एक्सप्लेन करते हैं। So in non-stiff theorem, it is as follows from Gibbs-Helmholtz equation। गिब्स-हेल्महोल्ट्ज इक्वेशन हम जानते हैं क्या होती है, वो होती है डेल्टा जी इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एच प्लस टी इंटू डेल ऑफ change in free energy by change in temperature at constant pressure। ये होती है गिब्स-हेल्महोल्ट्ज इक्वेशन। सो गिब्स-हेल्महोल्ट्ज इक्वेशन में जब हम अब जो नर्स ने देखा कि जब एब्सोल्यूट जीरो टेम्परेचर अगर ये जीरो हो गया, ये टर्म, तो ये पूरी की पूरी क्वांटिटी जीरो हो जाएगी। इसके कारण क्या होगा, जो डेल्टा जी है वो डेल्टा एच के इक्वल आ जाएगा। सो व्हाट वी गेट, डेल्टा जी इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एच। दिस इज अवर इक्वेशन ए। तो नर्स ने बताया कि जो एब्सोल्यूट जीरो टेम्परेचर पर डेल्टा जी डेल्टा एच के इक्वल हो जाता है। इसके लिए एक जो जनरल स्टेटमेंट है वो ये है कि द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा जी बाय डेल्टा टी टेंड्स टू जीरो एट एब्सोल्यूट टेम्परेचर because the value of this quantity approaches towards zero at absolute temperature T, and then they are equal, which is also shown by it's also shown in a graph, in a diagram or graph, whatever we say, delta G or delta H and temperature on the x-axis, it is the absolute zero temperature. So from that they are varying in such a way, and this is the observation of Nernst. So the value of the change in delta G by delta T at constant pressure approaches zero gradually as the temperature is lowered towards the absolute zero, जो कि यहाँ पर दिखाया गया है। The value of del G by delta G by delta T at absolute zero approaches to that condition, that place, that temperature, that absolute zero temperature. So now we are going to determine the absolute entropies of solids, liquids and gases. So in this derivation, first of all, as we know that for a small change of state of a system, entropy change for a small change of state of a system, the entropy change is written as ds is equal to change in heat by temperature. So if we are doing it at constant pressure, so let's write it at constant pressure. At constant pressure we have del S at constant pressure is equal to del Q at constant pressure by T. And suppose if we divide both on both sides by del T, then del S by del T at constant pressure is equal to del Q by del T at constant pressure into 1 by T. And as we know that this term is equal to Cp, that is the heat capacities at constant pressure. So let's write it down, del S by del T at constant pressure, and it is replaced by the term Cp and 1 by T. And if we are as the process is at constant pressure, then del S is equal by del T is equal to Cp 1 by T. And now the del S is written as Cp by T and dt. The dt term which is in denominator, it comes in the numerator on the right hand side of the equation. Now as we know that we are doing we are determining the absolute entropy from absolute temperature to some absolute zero temperature to some determinable temperature which we want to determine. So integrate it from 0 to S. It is the entropy St. It is the entropy at which the temperature ये वो उस टेम्परेचर की एंट्रोपी है जो कि हमें डिटरमाइन करनी है, ठीक है, इज इक्वल टू Cp 1 by T dt del T. It is equal to T is equal to 0 and the temperature, उस टेम्परेचर पर जिस पर कि हमें एंट्रोपी डिटरमाइन करनी है. तो अब हम देखते हैं इसमें कि इसका डिफरेंस, इसका इंटीग्रेशन तो होगा, सीधी सी बात है S, क्योंकि S माइनस 0. फिर अब हम इस साइड आ जाते हैं. इसमें हम देखते हैं कि जो ये है Cp तो कांस्टेंट टर्म है इसमें, तो हम Cp को इस तरफ ले आएंगे. देन आफ्टर Cp इसको हम लिख सकते हैं dlnT. ये हो गई हमारी इक्वेशन. एक मिनट, मैं रब कर देता हूं इस साइड, जगह नहीं है. So it is written as S minus 0 St minus 0 is equal to Cp d del L and T, क्योंकि 1 by T dt का डिफरेंस इंटीग्रेशन होता है ln T. तो ये हमारे पास आ गई फाइनल Cp del L and T. ये उस जिस टेम्परेचर पर हमें जाना है एब्सोल्यूट जीरो से, ये उस टेम्परेचर की एंट्रोपी है. दैट इज इक्वल टू द इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द हीट कैपेसिटी इनटू द ln T. ये हमें एक वैल्यू मिल गई जो कि डिजायर्ड टेम्परेचर पर हमें एंट्रोपी इस इक्वेशन से, इस एक्सप्रेशन से मिलेगी, जो कि इंटीग्रेशन है फ्रॉम द टेम्परेचर 0 टू द डिजायर्ड टेम्परेचर T and the Cp del ln T. So now if we want to calculate this integral, then we want to extrapolate a graph which is between the term Cp and L and T, and this is the absolute zero temperature. And if this graph is between up to, suppose this point is at the desired temperature T, so then the value of Cp then the value of this integral can be found by determining the area under this curve, and then we can easily found the term St by determining this. But but now there is a question that how the Cp can be calculated, because Cp at absolute zero it is not possible to calculate Cp. So Cp is to calculate up to very low temperatures, which is from the limits that is up to 15 Kelvin. Cp can be calculated up to that 15 Kelvin, up to that temperature. So we are going to suppose if we want a temperature which is not greater than 15 Kelvin, so then this integral can be written as 0 to T star. That is the temperature which we require, but it is not greater than 15 Kelvin. Then the term Cp del ln plus, and now I am writing it down, from the desired temperature to 15 Kelvin, and it is equal to Cp del ln. So this is between the T star and the desired and up to the temperature which we want to require, so that the entropy comes between these two temperatures. That is the purpose of integration. So now we are going to calculate, we are going to determine this expression, how it can become completely solved. So this expression is written as S is equal to, from absolute 0 to T star, Cp del ln plus T star to T Cp del ln. So now the first integral is determined with the help of Debye law of perfectly crystalline solids, which is also known as Debye T cube law. Debye T cube law, in which the entropy is directly proportional to the term T cube. So the heat capacity at constant pressure, so it can be equal to Cv or AT cube, where A is a constant term. So now we can write it here. S is equal to, so I am going to calculate first these, first I am going to solve this, then this. So 0 to T Cp, in the place of Cp we can write AT cube and del ln. So now we can write that the term del ln as 0 to T AT cube 1 by T dt. From the T it can be cut, and we go T square, which is written as 0 to T AT square dt, and the integration of this integral from the limits 0 to T comes 1 by 3 AT cube. First integral is solved as 1 by 3 into AT cube, and the second integral it can be solved as, in this the values of Cp can be calculated by experimental measurements. It can be calculated by experimental measurements. So this second integral is calculated with the help of this, and hence this whole process, whether it is a solid, liquid or gas, it can be calculated in this way with the help of this integral, and we can calculate easily the absolute entropies of solids, liquids and gases. So now we are going to elaborate the steps to find the absolute entropies of solids, liquids and gases. सपोज कीजिए कि हमें एक परफेक्टली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड को गैसियस स्टेट में लेकर जाना है, और जब उसमें ये फेज चेंजेस होते हैं तब उसमें एंट्रोपी चेंज किस फेज पर कैसा होता है, हम इसको कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे। तो इसको फाइंड आउट करने का एक ही ये है 8 स्टेप। जैसे इस केस में हमने लिया है, हमने परफेक्टली क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड को 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस पर गैसियस स्टेट में लेकर जाना है। सो इसमें हम हमारा जो शुरुआत का केस है उसमें हम लिखेंगे, उसमें हमारे पास है जैसे कि फ्रॉम द इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ फ्रॉम द एब्सोल्यूट टेम्परेचर टू द डिजायर्ड टेम्परेचर T स्टार विच इज नॉट ग्रेटर देन 15 Kelvin, which is a desired condition for because Cp is the calculation of Cp is not possible at very high temperature, but it is possible to calculate Cp at low temperatures. So this is the theme, and when we integrate it from 0 to T star, we get 1/3 8 into T star, okay, whole cube of T star. Then the solid is converted from the temperature T star to the T transition. The T transition is the temperature from where it changes from its state alpha to beta. That is, it exists in two forms. So solids actually exist in two forms, that is the crystalline alpha forms and the beta forms. So this is the T transition temperature where they easily convert from one form to another form, and the entropy change for this system is written as the integration of T star to T transition temperature is Tcp in solid state, in the alpha crystalline state, and dt. Then we have that the solid is at transition temperature, the delta S3 is the entropy change in which the delta H transition is the molar enthalpy of transition divided by transition temperature. Then we got that at transition temperature, then when the solid gets the transition temperature, it changes from the alpha form into beta form, and for that case the entropy change is written as, that is from T transition to T fusion temperature, and Cp in solid state in beta crystalline form and dt. Then we have delta S5, which is the entropy change when the temperature is T fusion temperature attains, that is when the solid attains the fusion temperature. In this case, the solid is converted from the solid state into liquid state. So where delta H fusion is the molar enthalpy of fusion and T fusion is the temperature of fusion temperature. So and in the delta S6 is the next step, which is the entropy change when the solid is, after attaining the fusion temperature, is converted into liquid state. And for that case, the integration from T fusion temperature to boiling point is Cp in liquid state del ln T. Then we have the seventh equation, the seventh entropy change, in which the molar enthalpy of vaporization, because after boiling point, some of the liquid attains the vapor state, from liquid state into vapor state, and for that case this is delta H vapor by TB, that is the molar enthalpy of vaporization divided by the boiling point temperature. And then the last but no and then the last entropy change case, where the liquid from its boiling point to the desired temperature, that is 25 degrees Celsius, which we in Kelvin scale it is 298.15 Kelvin, and is written as from integration from boiling temperature to the desired temperature 298.15 Kelvin is Cp in gaseous state is del LNT. So after calculating these 8 steps one by one, absolute entropy of the gas at 298.15 Kelvin is equal to the sum of all the entropies from delta S1 to delta S8, and we get in this way the entropy change at our desired temperature. So now we are going to discuss the Boltzmann entropy equation, which is written as S is equal to K, L and W, where the term S is our entropy, the term K is Boltzmann constant, which is given by Boltzmann, a scientist, and the term W is our thermodynamic probability. So now we are going to determine the derivation, that how the term entropy is equal to K, L and W comes. So here the Boltzmann suggested that the entropy is a function of thermodynamic probability. So first of all we want to define what is thermodynamic probability. The thermodynamic probability is defined as the probability of number of microstates in a macrostate of system containing large number of molecules. So Boltzmann suggested that entropy is a function of thermodynamic probability. Then he do suppose two systems A and B, and whose entropies are SA and SB respectively, and the thermodynamic probabilities are WA and WB. Now, as the entropies are additive properties, so the total entropy is written as SA plus SB, and the thermodynamic probability is written as WA dot WB. That is, it has multiplicative property, and so from these two equations we can write the sum of the entropies of the two systems A and B is function of the sum of the entropies of the two systems A and B. And as we know that the two have addition and multiplicative properties like this and this, addition property and multiplicative property, then the logarithmic value of this can only be true if it can satisfy this equation. Hence it can be obtained in this way. So our next topic is residual entropy. In residual entropy, what is residual entropy? So the first question arises here. Up to that point we have find entropies which are known as thermal entropies, because thermal entropies are those entropies which are calculated from using the third law of thermodynamics. But in some cases that is at absolute zero, that there are two conditions like suppose we are taking example of CO and N2O. In this molecule, in these two molecules, if we have suppose if we have perfect crystal, so in this case the alignment of CO may be like this, and maybe this, and in this is an actual perfect crystal, and if in actual crystal we have like if like CO, OC, CO, OC, OC, CO. That is, there is no perfect arrangement of this molecule. Similarly, if we take the case of N2O, NNO, ONN, NON, NNO. So in this case, if we, so the entropies are not, so these are the residual entropies which we get at 0 Kelvin because of the different arrangement of molecules inside the crystals. So using the Boltzmann entropy equation, suppose there are any number of arrangement of molecules, then S is written as K ln W Na. That is the W raised to power Na, and the no ln value of Wna is written as Na आगे आ जाएगा K ln W, and as we know that this is known as the R. So S is equal to R ln W. Hence, in case of residual entropy, this is the gas constant. Whose value is 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Like this video, on first we explained the third law of thermodynamics, then Nernst-Hicks theorem, then the integral values we have find and the steps to find from solid state to gaseous state of a crystalline solid, and up to the desired temperature we want to calculate up to that point, and then we Boltzmann entropy equation we can work on, and then we work on the residual entropy, and the example we take examples of carbon monoxide and nitrogen dioxide, dinitrogen oxide. So I hope you like this video. So like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe this channel, my channel I Am Chemistry, so that you can also take other videos as soon as possible, because I will regularly posting my videos on this channel, uploading, and hence thanks. Like this video, on first we explained the third law of thermodynamics, then Nernst-Hicks theorem, then the integral values we have find and the steps to find from solid state to gaseous state of a crystalline solid, and up to the desired temperature we want to calculate up to that point, and then we Boltzmann entropy equation we can work on, and then we work on the residual entropy, and the example we take examples of carbon monoxide and nitrogen dioxide, dinitrogen oxide. So I hope you like this video. So like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe this channel, my channel I Am Chemistry, so that you can also take other videos as soon as possible, because I will regularly posting my videos on this channel, uploading, and hence thanks.